Hey gorgeous one, it's Emma Jane here, and I just wanted to pose an interesting question for you, and that is, where are you letting fear in? And the reason I ask is because over the weekend I had a few things come up that made me realize that there is still a particular story that I'm carrying, and that there's a particular fear that is still kind of lurking beneath the surface that needs to be cleared away. So, I have built my business mainly doing things as cheaply as possible, taking the free route wherever possible, and that worked for a really long time. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with starting your business in that way and doing things that way when it works. But it allowed me to fall into this, trap, if you like, of a mindset that says, I can't afford to do this and I can't afford to do that, and therefore I can't then take this step to grow and to branch out and do all this other stuff because of this. And this came up over the weekend, as I said, because I was looking at a few different things. There are certain aspects of my business that no longer feel in alignment, and I've been speaking to some women in terms of some collaborative projects, and also having a chat with them in their own Facebook groups, to share my message and things like that. And there are things that I do need to do to branch out, and I've been holding back from that. And the first one is because I was carrying this story around money that says, oh, I can't afford to spend that every month. Now, what's really, really crazy is what I want to spend at the moment is like about $100. Right, it'll get a couple of additional things for my business that will make scheduling and doing one-on-one work with clients that much easier. But in my mind, there was this block of, oh, but I can't afford that. Now, what makes that really, really crazy, and I know that I focus primarily on helping you heal your relationship with your body and emotional eating and things like that. But this, with the money mindset, still applies, because this story said, oh, I can't afford that every month. Now, the business that I've built so far, doing the work that's no longer in alignment, it makes me a very specific amount every month. More than enough. More than enough to cover that $100, right? There is absolutely no physical reason as to why I can't do that. But there's this fear, and I hadn't realized until the weekend the fear had cropped up again. The fear that, oh, no, I can't branch out. I need to just keep doing what's no longer in alignment because it's safe, and I know that it's going to bring in this, and I know that I'm going to be doing this, and this is how many hours, and oh, but what if I, do this and then I don't get in these clients, or this doesn't happen, and all of this takes place, right? And this is no different to when we're working with our bodies. It all comes down to our worth. It comes down to those stories we believe about ourselves. And then I was able to kick my own butt because a couple of years ago, when I was traveling with my family, where we were living location free, there was fear, but there was no fear in that way. We gave up our house, we gave up most of our possessions. What we didn't want to give up, we put into storage. We traveled for a year. We had no plan. We had no backup. There was no plan B. There was no solution if it all went pear-shaped. We just went and did it. Was it scary? Absolutely. Were there times when it was ridiculously tough and I wondered what the hell we had done? Absolutely. But at no point did we stop because of fear. At no point did we stop or not continue or take a different route because we let fear stand in the way. And yet that's exactly what I've been doing. I've been letting the fear that what if take control, which is absolutely crazy. So I wanted to know today where you're letting fear come in, because I know if this has been raised in my own consciousness, I'm not the only one right now who's sitting there going, I would really love to do that, but I can't because. So what's the story around it? I know what the story is. I know that the story is still linked to years ago when I honestly couldn't afford things. I don't even know how many years ago it was. The kids would have been, my youngest would have only been a baby. And I remember following these people online who always used to talk about how if you can't afford to do something, or if something's not happening, it's just because of fear and you just have to do it. And if you really want it, you'd find the money. And I used to sit there with, a brand new baby and with literally no money because things were so tight, going, no, I'm not afraid. I legitimately don't have the cash to do that. So that's a story that's always followed me in my business. Oh, but I don't have the money to do that. I so have the money to do that. Spend $100 a month on subscriptions for the kids. Absolutely have $100 a month to spend on the business. But it's really interesting how these stories, they filter into our minds. And sometimes it's not even the fear. It is, because that's the thing, what I realized over the weekend, it's not even a fear that I won't have it, because I know I will with ease every month. It's not a question of what if something goes wrong one month and I won't have it. I will have it. I always have it. There's no reason not to have it. But the story is from all those years ago, oh, I'm not going to. It's not a fear, it's just the story. The story is, in my mind, when it comes to the business, oh, I would like to, but. And there is no but anymore. The but is gone. So where are you doing this in your own life? It might be in your business, it might be in relationships, it might have to do with your health and your wellness. Where in your life are you currently carrying a story that says, oh, I can't because, or I would like to, but? Because this is a really powerful story that is having a big impact, is really shaping the way in which you move forward. So drop a comment below. I would really love to hear what this story is you're carrying, in what aspect of your life, and how it's actually playing out and stopping you from being able to move forward, and just how false the story is. Because it's kind of funny that when we actually sit down and look at these stories and do it with clarity, of like, that is the biggest load of BS I've ever heard. What story are you carrying right now that is the biggest load of BS that you are telling yourself? Because I guarantee you, if you can actually look at that story and see it for what it is, it will completely change what you are working on at the moment in your life. So drop me a comment below and let me know. I would love to hear. Bye.